Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bug on 9 coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. We're continuing our drive. Let's see, sawdust panels, 49 tons, fairly long distance. I was just thinking of something. You know how I talk about how my game hitches every so often when loading? That may not be graphical or even memory. The problem behind that could actually easily be that my C drive is a very small solid state drive. So in order to make sure I have enough room on there for everything, especially because the Jazzy Cat mods and the Truck Sim Map mod take up so much room, that I had to compress the drive. I had to compress everything on the drive, or else there wouldn't have been enough room. So it could be maybe that it has to uncompress the information and load it into the game as it accesses the mods for location, area, and all that. I mean, it's possible. So I'm wondering if there's a way to tell the game to look in a different folder for the mods, and I can put the mods elsewhere. It would be nice if I could. See, I really don't like things like that where you can't specify where you want your mods. You have to put them in this folder on this drive. Well, what if I end up in a situation like I'm in? There's got to be a way to fix that. So, I don't know. Right. It was raining. Okay. So, tomorrow is kind of the big day. I'm going to leave here around 1 o'clock, leave our house around 1 o'clock. And my wife and I, hello, you're not slowing down, are going to the podiatrist, a foot doctor. And we're going to get a diagnosis from him about things that need to be done, and at least maybe he may want to confer with her doctor, which she has an appointment with the next day. I don't know exactly what's going to go on, but in short, tomorrow is the day we get more information about what needs to be done. Hopefully, anyways. I don't know. I had a huge breakdown today of sorts in terms of anger, anyways. Directed at nobody except the prepaid card company I use, Bluebird. I had it set up on my PayPal account, and then something happened where it got removed. I've been trying to put it back because it's vital that I have it. It allows me to access my YouTube funds and put them onto a card rather than just online. So all that being said, I went through 2 hours with 2 representatives, and I know she's never gonna see this. I really know that, but I gotta give props to the PayPal manager, or supervisor. I don't know if it was a man, but it was a supervisor, for putting up with me, because I was furious. And I gotta give props to her for putting up with me. She really is what customer service should be. She's just very patient, very understanding, and dealt very well with me, and I kind of feel bad that I didn't tell her that now when I hung up. I didn't hang up angry on her, because I had calmed down by that point, but I was still upset. So I told her, I said, I hope you can forgive me hanging up quickly, but I'm just really frustrated and upset right now, and I just need to go. I think I said thank you before I hung up at least, and then I just hung up the phone. And I kind of feel bad. And the thing is I don't remember her name. I don't do well in remembering things like that. I don't do well in remembering a lot of things, honestly, but names, kind of one of those particulars that are more difficult than normal stuff for me. But the Bluebird representative, oh my god, I wanted to kill him. He kept telling me it's not possible. You cannot link your Bluebird account to your PayPal account and move money from your PayPal to your Bluebird account. 20 minutes I argued this because I've been telling him, then what have I been doing for the last year? Magically making money appear? Have you guys just been giving me free cash? I even pointed him. I mean, I literally pointed him to multiple transactions that I had. Okay? Multiple transactions that I had that said direct deposit transfer from PayPal to my Bluebird, and he was still trying to insist it's not possible. I finally got this excuse. In all due honesty, I probably should have asked for a manager myself. You know, I finally got the excuse. And this was through the PayPal representative, because I finally got sick of fighting with him, and I just directed him to talk to her, and she waited on the phone for quite some time with me. Again, more props to that. And even she was stunned by half the stuff this guy was saying at the end. And either way, it wasn't fun, you know, and I kind of lost track of what I was talking about. I'm gonna be fully honest with you. Yeah, I saw that coming, damn it. I tried. I was like, wait, I'm in a town, I need to slow down. It's alright. I am a bit exhausted today. Not like physically tired, but emotionally. What? What's the speed limit? I'm doing 50. Oh gosh, whatever. I can't let this frustrate me like that. I really can't. You know, it's... all I do is come on here and complain, and sometimes I feel bad for you guys that you gotta listen to it, because reality, it's not that bad. It's really not. It's just frustration and a bit of stress that are amplifying everything on me, and I really shouldn't let it. You know, it's really that simple. I really just shouldn't let it. You know? Yes, times are tough right now. Yes, the situation's tough right now. But it's not as bad as it feels. That's just my frustration and the bit of stress that I'm under that's making it worse. You know, I appreciate your guys' comments. I really do. But I'm really trying to make it so that you understand. It's just a bit of venting on my part, really. And I'm sure you understand that. But you know, it's just how it is. I mean, basically, what this has become is this has become my vlog at this point, where I just come on and talk about things that are going on in my life and whatnot. And instead of doing it with a camera, I'm doing it with a video game. Go figure. But where was I going with this? But yeah, anyways, the PayPal representative really tried to help, and in the end, it just couldn't link it through. even though it had been linked before. I'd given up on it. So what I did, I mean, what I could have done, I think, is actually link my wife's PayPal account, but I didn't want to go there with that. I really didn't want to go there with that. Because that would mean going through Bluebird problems again if it happened all over again. So what happened is my wife has a, or Ann, my wife has Ann, whatever. My wife has a bank account. But it's not like local. It's kind of one of those online deals. It's with an actual bank. And it's really secure. And it's online, and you access it through a debit card. It is it's a full checking and saving. Have you guys seen a speed limit sign that I've been missing? Because I don't. I mean, I don't know. But so what I did is I just had her help me and link that account to my PayPal because it's an actual bank account. And so I can transfer my PayPal funds to that account, and then we can use her card to access the money. Which I need, in all due honesty. The money I'm getting from PayPal this month is going to pay for the phone bill. I'm pretty sure my wife does have checks, so she'll have to write the check this month for the phone, which is really cheap for me. It's not a big deal, but I let it lapse for a month. So I got to call them and let them know I will be paying this month. The hell kind of road is that? Anyways, I just got to let them know that it's just not going to come until around the 16th or 17th. Something of that nature. But it'll get paid. The thing I need to look at the most, and the thing that's most important, is right now all of my bills are paid. You know, and that really is the most important right now. Oh good, the rain's stopping. But I'm really hoping the cruise control holds over this hill. Come on, you can do it. Not out of the green. I think we'll be alright. But, you know, my car is paid for. The car insurance is paid for. The car has been inspected, passed inspection, even though I've got to do something about the tint before I go ever get it inspected again. I have to change the tint on the front windows. But I talked about that last video, that I remember talking about. So I'm not going to go over that again. But all that's paid. The phone bill's going to be paid. My Eve is paid for. I have the money that I need for another bill that's coming up that I generally don't talk about. Still have money for gas. My car's at about 3/4 tank. It should be enough money, especially if I use Costco. I don't even know if I talked about that, which honestly I've been wanting to. But it should be enough to get my wife to all of her appointments. And only this week so far is going to be like really tough in terms of doctor's appointments. You know, because she has one tomorrow, or by the time you guys see this, today. She has one today, two tomorrow, which is Friday, and then one on Saturday. But then it goes back to the usual Tuesday, Saturday, unless something happens in there, you know, more of doctor's appointments or something. But that's how it is for now. So, you know, it's like I said, things are good, and they should hopefully remain that way. A couple more months, hopefully my internet connection will go back to normal. But yeah, I was saying about like the gas. Gas prices all over the country have been dropping really low, and there's been a bit of a fuss over it. You know, everyone's finally happy to see it come down again. That's really good. And that does include Hawaii. For the first time in a while at many gas stations, the gas is below $3 a gallon. Most places it's around $3.69 a gallon right now where I live. However, Costco had opened its own gas station here, and their prices are generally lower. Now, the thing is, for me to use the Costco gas station, because I don't have an actual credit card that I can use right now, for me to use the Costco gas station, I have to park at Costco, which is an adventure unto itself. Go in, stand in line, load up a Costco money card, then go and get in line at the gas station, which is really busy, and then fuel up, you know. And the difference for gas was about 30 cents a gallon, which is a lot, but in my personal opinion wasn't quite enough to... Oh boy. First gear? No. Yeah, waiting till we get around this corner. But it wasn't enough to keep me from going to other gas stations for convenience, you know. That's just how I felt. Well, now while gas prices around here are $3.67 and such, Costco's at $2.70, almost a full $1 less a gallon. Now to fill up my car, yeah, I'm not, sorry. To fill up my car from close to E used to take, at gas prices around, about $50 to $52. And I've got a Toyota Scion. It's not a very big tank. I think it's only like 12, 13 gallons. So I loaded, I believe, $45 onto my Costco card, my Costco money card. And I went and I filled up at Costco. It took $29. $29 to fill my tank. Now, this is when gas prices were like at around $4.20, $4.30 a gallon. I mean, they were up there. $3.99, $4 something a gallon. So that's why it was taking like around $50 be close to $50. It'd be between like 47 and 50. Warning me of that very sharp corner coming up. I'm gonna coast it here. Let my momentum slow down on its own. I should be fine. Yeah, so is that. So it only took less than $30 to fill my tank, and I think I was somewhere between a quarter and empty. So as long as the prices are going to be this far different, it has now become worth it for me to fuel up at Costco. Which means going, parking in the lot, standing in line, filling the, loading the card, all that. All of that. Where was... The camera had to be there. I just missed it. I really apologize for all these speeding tickets. Maybe it doesn't bother you guys, but bothers the hell out of me, because I never used to... I mean, when I first started, I was bad, and I've been having problems, and I don't quite understand why I'm having problems spotting the speeding cameras and getting speeding tickets. Maybe the game has changed, and I just never adjusted to it, because I'm still playing it, like, before I quit. And it seems like no matter what the road speed limit is, the truck is limited to a certain speed limit, but I'm not even on the highway. I was wondering if I'd have to stop, but no, I still get good stamina left. Let's just check the map. Yeah, we got a ways to go. We got a town to go through, so I got to be careful in here, of course. Because I don't, again, I would like to avoid the speeding ticket. We get a rest stop here, and then not one till way over here. So, judging from where I am, we're probably going to end up resting here. Regardless, because this just may be too far out for me to rest at. But there's no need for me to stop here. I've got plenty of gas. And the stamina meter's still good. On top of everything else, I'm not seeing speed limits, and I mean, sometimes wonder how the hell I can be speeding considering where I am, but, what struggles to go uphill comes flying downhill, I suppose. So I've been doing really decently on Eve. The only thing I regret at this point is I don't get the PV. I actually find I'm missing some of the PvP action. I got all these nice combat ships, nothing really spectacular. But I get these nice combat ships and decent skills, and I'm not using them. Because my corp wants to do things. Some people in my corp want to do things. But there's not many. Why the hell am I going 120? Good question, don't you think? My corp wants to do things. People in my corp want to do things, but there's not a lot of us. And like today, we had some people come into our system. We weren't sure how many there are. We wanted to fight them, and eventually we did actually go to take them on. But we had debated so long that we had actually lost a good opportunity. Because, we're worried about, well, how many people do they have? We know it's not going to be a fair fight. How many people do they have? I need to slow down because we're already at the town. I don't know what the speed limit is. I still haven't seen it. Recruitment agency, that's nice to come across. Gee, we may not end up resting at that rest spot. We may shoot for the next one. Because it's looking like a relatively straight road. I really want to be over on this side. Because you see that roundabout we have coming up there. Yeah, we had debated so long that we had lost a good opportunity, and because we lost that opportunity, you know, we didn't get the fight that we were trying to pick, and you know, it's just what happens. It's just, in short, nobody was willing to make the first move. I wasn't. And when I finally decided to, somebody had said something that made me change my mind, and it was just, you know, a whole mix-up of people who are unsure. Because our corp leader, D-Hun is his name, I believe. I've heard D-Hun, D-Hun, Dun, whatever. But our corp leader, he's a great corp leader. He really is. He's been in the game a long time, and he knows what he's doing, you know. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, if I rest now, that'd be stupid. And he's a really good, level-headed, fair corp leader. And he's one of the most impressive people that I've personally found, if I'm to be honest with you. But he's more of a pacifist. I mean, not that he doesn't get out there in PvP, but sorry, a little bit of a yawn. Yes, it's not that he doesn't PvP at all. He does a little bit, but when it comes to dealing with things like this, he takes the more pacifist route, which is fine. You know, just ignore them and they'll go away, and they usually do, but such as the case may be. But you know, he's an example of real good leadership, but you know, he's not going to be leading us into a fight very often. And, you know, well, to be fair, we're not a fighting corporation. You know, we're a renting corporation. Care Bears, if you will, as we're called, null-sec Care Bears. Well, basically what that means is that we do a lot of PvE. We don't have much PvP and whatnot. So that's just the way things go. But it would have been really awesome if he would have baited out the fight for us, which is what we wanted him to do, because most of the stuff I have is not good at holding up against a lot of DPS. The one ship I have that's good at holding up against a fair amount of DPS is my Rattlesnake, and that's my main sight-running battleship. I could omni-tank it for good resist, and it can repair itself for about 1,300 plus damage every 4 seconds. But, you know, it's my ratting battleship, and it's insanely expensive. It's very blingy, as we call it. I really didn't want to... I really wasn't sure about doing that. I didn't want to lose it, first of all. And, cool there, if you look in the mirror, you can see the sun starting to come up. That is awesome. I just really wasn't sure that I wanted to deal with that, you know? Cool. Ocean. You know, I didn't want to chance losing it. And most of the other ships I have, wouldn't rep enough in time. And the thing that, pardon me, the other ships that I have that are really, really tanky do not have the ability to self-rep. So that can be a little bit of an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like my Prophecy. It's only a T1 battle cruiser, but it can tank so much damage. I mean, it really can tank a lot of damage. It has almost 100,000 hit points. You know, extremely tanky machine. But it can't self-rep. So if it gets into trouble, then it's in trouble. You know what I'm saying? That sunrise looks really pretty behind me in those mirrors. I wish I was driving into that and not driving away. Alright, we are at speed again. Nice. This will help make up for climbing through those mountains and everything. Although here we are, already coming up on our next rest stop. But we're not that low. That sucks. I could rest in town. There's a hotel here. Which it kind of looks like I could just go this way. It looks like there's a rest stop. Or that may be a garage. I think that's a garage, yeah. So I could rest here. This is the hotel. And then there's a rest stop up there. But could I make it through the town and to this rest stop in time? At the very least, I can make it to the town. At the very least, I can make it to the town. So I don't need to stop here either. And we still get plenty of fuel. So we're good. Sorry, my nose is bugging me a little bit. Okay. I don't know why, this drive seems longer than normal. Like, my stamina has lasted longer. Maybe it's because my long-distance driving has gone up. Maybe if you get the more points you put in long-distance driving, say the further they, you know, the further trip you can take. Stay green? I knew that. The speed limit doesn't change to up here. Why are you giving a speeding ticket back there? The speeding, if the... Whatever. You know what? Just whatever. I'm just going to absorb the speeding tickets and the hell with it. Tomorrow's another day. Volvo dealership. Nice, nice. Yeah, I don't think we'd make it to that other rest stop. So I'm just going to go straight here. I could rest at the garage here. Oh, actually, it's not a garage. It's one of those shopping areas. And no, I don't want to rest there. No. I'm just going to take this, yeah, see how it shifted? I'm just going to take this roundabout up here. And we'll rest up at that hotel. Can stop. Yeah, thank you. pretty hotel. Yeah, I know what I want to do. I just don't know if I'll be able to do it. Come on, swing it, swing it, swing it, swing it, swing it. Oh, that's alright. That's alright. This is probably going to be good enough right here. That's not what I wanted, but I'm going to just about end it there. Because these spots, I really don't want to back out of with a trailer. And it may not let me pick up the trailer. Yeah, it may not let me pick up the trailer. Or it may not let me rest with the trailer there. So loan installment came in. It's fine. We're at $48,000. Our driver's still out there. Our trailer's there. Which we'll pick up when on the next episode. So that's going to be me done for this episode, folks. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Like I said, things really aren't all that bad for me. They're a bit stressful, a bit tough, a bit tiring, but that's just amplifying it. It's not really that bad, and things are going okay. Alright? So, again, my mind just blanked out even though I know I'm signing off. Anyways, one big bug out, signing out. I'll see you next time.